Okay, so we're going to do this warm-up together real quick. State the coordinates of the vertex. So the first thing I would do is I'd actually come into here, and I'm going to solve and pull out the 3. So that gives me 8 plus 50. So then I'm going to take 8 divided by 2, which is 4. 4 squared is 16. And then I'm going to go 16 times 3, which is 48. Since I added 48, I'm going to subtract 48. So then I'm going to have 3y minus 4 squared plus 2. So now the coordinates is just going to be 4, 2. The axis of symmetry, so make sure that we know it's a horizontal one. So my axis of symmetry is y is equal to k, which is 2. Direction of the opening, it's positive. So if it's positive, this is going to be opening to the right. State the coordinates of the focus. So the focus is h plus p, k. So I need to figure out my p. And so, oh, yeah, that makes more sense for you, right? Sweet. All right. Coordinates of the focus. So I need to find my p. And the p is 1/4 times a. A is 12. So 1/12 plus h. So 4 and 1/12, 2. The directrix is going to be, yep. Just testing you. And 4. Should have used my paper. Should have used my paper. All right. Pause there. Circles. You guys remember the formula for a circle? Boy, geometry pays off well for you. I know, I'm just trying to give you confidence that you remember it from geometry. Come on. Oh, okay. So HK is, of course, your center, right? Center of your circle. Your R is, yes, very good. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start with number 1. Let's give you the easy ones, right? So I'd like to know my center, and I'd like to know my radius. Okay, center is, center is 3, 2. Radius is not 16, but 4. Go ahead and ask me why. Because this is r squared. So if 16 equals r squared, I have to take the square root of both sides to get r. So r is equal to 4. Yep. Okay. Number 2. Same question. I want to know the center, and I want to know my radius. So the center is going to be, oh, beautiful. And r? 1. Love it. That's good stuff. All right. 3. Oh, let's spice it up a little bit. Let's do a different color just to spice it up. Let's go center is 3, -1, and the radius is equal to 1. So what is my equation? So x minus, good, we're going to square that, plus y plus 1 equals 1, because 1 squared is 1. Pretty tricky, right? Okay, so let's look at number 4. Let's make the center 0, -2. And let's make the radius the square root of 2. Okay, so what should I write here? X squared plus equals 2. Good job, because the square root of 2 squared is 2. So when I square this, it cancels out the square root, and then therefore I just have a, okay. Let's go to number 5. This is gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna pause it real quick because I gotta write something out. Okay, so what exactly is our diameter? Goes from one edge of this, so it goes from the edge of the circle to the other edge of the circle through the center, right? So the diameter is made up of 2 radiuses, 2 r's, right? So the cool thing is I can take this and I can apply the midpoint, right? That way I can fix some of your guys' errors. We can do the midpoint, and then we're also going to work with our distance of that line to find the radius, okay? Because we're actually, remember, our center's got to be a pair of ordered pair. That's why we got to do the midpoint, okay? All right, so the midpoint says to take x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So x1 is 2, x2 is 2. I'm going to divide that by 2. y1 is 8 plus y2, which is -2. I'm going to divide that by 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay. 8 plus -2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right. Now the distance formula says to take x1 minus x2. We're going to square that plus x1, y1 minus y2. We're going to square that, and then we're going to take the square root of that. Okay? All right. So x1, I'm just going to go up here real quick. I'm going to go 2 minus 2, square that, plus 8 minus -2. We're going to square that, and I'm going to take the square root of everything. All right. So what's 2 minus 2? That's nice, right? So I'm just going to ignore that now. That's 0. What's 8 minus -2? 10. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Well, what's 10 squared? Okay, so it's 100. And what's the square root of 100? Okay, so remember, I'm just going to draw a quick little picture. The diameter is a distance of what? Of 10, right? The radius is going to do, what am I going to do with this diameter to get the radius? We're going to cut it in half, which is divided by 2, which is 5. So my radius is 5, okay? So now my equation is going to be x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to, and then I have to do what with that radius? Square it, so it's actually 25. Yes, sir. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Because when you're going to see it either way in any math book. So all that matters is that you're finding the difference between the 2 points and you're keeping things set up in the correct way. Okay? So that's a good question. Anything else you guys want to go over from that one? Sweet. All right, I'm going to pause it again on it. So this is question number 6. This is one of the opportunity to give you to work on your own. All right, so here is what I came up with. So the midpoint's going to be 3 plus 3 over 2. Well, just midpoint's going to be 3 negative 1. Your radius is going to be 6. That means your r squared is 36. So you should have came up with x minus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equal to 36. So what we talked about was that the fact that we're writing an equation for a circle with the center at 3, 5, which we graphed here, and is tangent to the y-axis. And so we're saying that the tangent means we're touching in one spot. So it's going to be touching here at 0, 5. Okay, so now we already know the center. So we drew the radius from here to here. That distance was 3. And so then the radius was 3, so that means that r squared is equal to 9. So then we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to